Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Shores, One Story. I'm your host, Matthew, and I just want to apologize because I was supposed to have an episode at 5, and it's right now 5:09 p.m. So I just want to apologize. I was going to make an episode earlier today, but I woke up quite late. I woke up around 12. I just had a slow morning. And then I had to get groceries, and then I decided to make reels about my trip that I did last week. So time has escaped me. So please forgive me, and let's get on to today's episode. So I did want to talk about my trip, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it into segments because I did quite a lot, and I don't want to talk about it all in one episode because I would be talking for a lot and you would have to listen to me for a lot. So today I'm just going to be talking about Tokyo, the main reason why I did this trip. So as you know, I went to Tokyo to see Twice. And if you want to hear about my story about why I'm a fan and my favorite songs, please listen to last week's episode. Where I talk about that. But yeah, I went to Twice. But before that, I met my friends on Friday. The concert was on Sunday. So we had 2 days and a bit before the concert started. So I arrived at 4:30 p.m. I took the bus. It was a nice day, nice bus ride. I couldn't sleep that well. I was able to see Mount Fuji, or so I thought. Well, it was Mount Fuji, but I texted my friend and he gaslighted me into thinking it wasn't Mount Fuji, but it was. So that was cool. And then, yeah, I arrived at 4:30 and went to my friend's work area, at least around there. And I went to a cafe called 10 Degrees. I've never been, but it was quite nice, except I felt like a country bumpkin because I couldn't open the door. There was a automatic door that you take to go to the second floor, and I couldn't open it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing because this shouldn't be that hard. I should know how to open a door, but I didn't. It was so embarrassing. My goodness. All I had to do was go a little bit closer and I waved my hand and then it worked. So that was good. But I went up, I ordered a banana smoothie and I got a half plate of fries. And I decided to start reading my book that I brought with me. This book is called Aidoru ni natte yokatta to itai. I want to say that being an idol was good. And it's by Ayaka Wada, who was an idol. And she was an idol, or she was part of the agency Hello Project, which, as you know, I've talked about before. So if you want to listen to that episode, please do. But she was the leader of Anjurumu, and she's also part of Smileage when they changed. But she wrote a book about her life as an idol, and it's I'm not done yet, but it's quite interesting and really well written, very interesting. So I started reading that on my trip, and I started reading it at the cafe while I waited for my friend to finish his work. Then he did, so I walked to his place, met him, and it was really nice to see him because I haven't seen him in like 6 months or so, I think. Maybe a little bit less than that. But he used to be an ALT here. Actually, you know him because I interviewed him maybe last September. His name is Liam. And if you want to listen to what he's doing, or at least what he was going to do then, he was in the transition of turning 29 and 29 to 30, which I will be doing next year, which is terrifying. But I met him. And he's a great friend. Oops, sorry. He's a great friend. So it was really nice to see him. So we were hungry So we went to an izakaya by his place. I ate a lot of meat. We ate delicious food. We had really fun drinks. For some reason, I decided to get a mega high. So it's a mega is the size and it's like a chew high. So I think I drank it too fast because I was like a little bit silly after that. I just like was not feeling good. I needed water, but they were not giving us water. But anyways, after a bit, I mellowed down again. Everything was fine. And we ended up talking to these two Japanese people that were about 40 to 50. And they were nice to talk to, just talking about a bunch of stuff. And then after that, we went home or to his apartment, dropped our stuff off, and went to a karaoke bar. And I like karaoke, and I can do it without drinking. My friend maybe he needs more alcohol, so we went to a British pub that's everywhere in Japan. I had one drink, he had one drink. Then we went to the karaoke bar, and it was kind of funny because there's all these salarymen, and we sit right in between them. And I was like, oh, like this is kind of embarrassing. But they ended up leaving, and there was 2 empty chairs at the bar, so we sat there. Beside me was an old man. He was like 60, maybe. And I was thinking that he wouldn't be a great singer because usually that's the case. They're loud and just off key. But he started singing, and oh my goodness, I was surprised. He was amazing at singing. It was so fun. So we had a great time. There was a microphone stand, so we kind of I used it and danced around. And as always, I love karaoke, so that was really fun. Then what did we do? Well, we went back to his apartment and slept. And then the next day, what did we do? I forget. The next day, I think we met, we walked around his area. So he lives around Asakusa, and really great day. Went to a park, and there was a Spanish thing going on. That was kind of funny. Walked around there. Then we had ramen. And then we met with his girlfriend, and we went to Lost Bar in Shibuya. And I was so happy because this Lost Bar, I have known about it for quite some time because my favorite YouTuber and her husband, who's also a famous YouTuber in Japan, made this bar. So they are, he's British, and my favorite YouTuber is Canadian. She's from Victoria, BC, where I went to for my master's, and I've been listening to her or watching her videos for 12 years now. So they created a bar called Lost in Shinjuku, Shibuya area. I think it's Shinjuku. But yeah, the concept, I guess, is that it's easier to get lost in Shibuya. But the also fun part is that this bar is hidden a little bit. There's a gacha machine that is actually the door. So you push it, and then you can enter, and it's really fun. So I was so happy to go there. We got 2 drinks each. I got the April special, which was a yuzu teeny, so a yuzu martini. It was quite tasty. And then after that, I don't really know actually what I did. I forgot the other drink, but we had some food, and it was just a great, really good atmosphere. Lots of foreigners for sure. No one spoke Japanese, which was really funny. They had postcards of everywhere that they visited, and on the back of the postcard there's recommendations on what to do. So I got 5, 2 places that I haven't been, Sendai and Morioka, which I visited later, which I'll tell you about another time. But I also went to I got one from Osaka, Tokyo, because I was there, and Ehime, because they looked nice. So, and you get a deal if you get 5, or if you can get 25 or the whole pack. I don't know. There's also, anyways, yeah. So it was really fun, but then after that, it was like so busy, so many people, I wanted to leave. So we went somewhere else and we ended up going to a restaurant called Tori Kizoku? Kizuna? Something? It's basically like a yakitori restaurant where everything is like 300 yen. So we ate there, really delicious food. And then the next day was the day, Sunday, the Twice concert. So when we arrived, on, sorry, I'm backtracking. When we arrived back home, his girlfriend and I set up our light pens and got those ready and started practicing the chants, even though we didn't really need them. It was good to practice. And then the next day on Sunday, me and my friend walked around and saw the big sumo area, and that was cool. We ate some, fancy Tokyo food, McDonald's. We tried to go to a different restaurant, but everything was packed because it's like, yeah, it wasn't great. But we got McDonald's and then we split ways and I went to the stadium, waited for my friend. I got some snacks to eat because it's always good to have something to eat. And it was so cool. Like, so many people, and they were all dressed up. You could tell that they were going to the Twice concert. They had like their own mascots, or they were wearing their Oshi's or Bias's favorite color. It was really cool to see. And there's lots of things to do before the concert starts. So we did a lineup. You can get this, if you're a fan club member, which I am, you can get a ticket, like the original ticket, I guess. So I got that, and then we lined up to take a picture. That was also really cool. And then we went to our seat, and then I realized, oh my gosh, we are really far away. It was so high up. And mind you, this is the second largest stadium in Japan. 80,000 people can fit inside. 80,000 people. That's crazy. So we went up, we sat down, talked for a bit, and then it starts. The music goes way up and everyone starts standing up, and in the center, the stage is in the middle, obviously. And there's like a, I don't know, like a thing that can go up and down. So it goes down and then it goes back up, and the members are there, and they are so small. They're like ants. Like, it's so small. It was so funny to see. So there's people that have their binoculars, but I was mainly looking at the screen, and I had my light pen ready, and it's so cool. I don't know if it's the same for other Twice concerts in other countries, but in Japan, the light pens can be synced. So it knew where we were sitting, and it just had all its colors ready. So it synced with the music, different colors, and it was so cool to see. And it was a great concert. It was so amazing. They sang amazingly. It was so fun, and I was so happy to go there for sure. It was just great. So amazing. I tried to get Momo's attention. That's my bias. So I tried to wave to her, but I was so far away. But I was like shouting like, Momo. And at this concert too, both Chaeyeon and Dahyun were present. They weren't present in the maybe American ones because of some sicknesses or injuries. I know Dahyun had like a sore ankle or something. She did something to her ankle, so she was sitting down mainly. Like, she sat in a chair and danced. She did some walking if it wasn't like too intense, but she was there, so I was so happy to see her. And yeah, it's just so nice to see them live. You don't really understand them as performers until you see them live, I think. And I always knew Jihyo had like control of the fans, but it was really nice it was apparent during this time, like, she had a control. It was amazing. Oh my gosh, just such a great time all around. Like, amazing concert, amazing time in Tokyo. And the next day I went to catch a bus to go to Sendai. And I will tell you more about that in a later episode. So until then, I will see you later.